Well, greetings again. This is Dr. Bill Wyatt with the American Orthodontic Society, and we're still on things that pediatric dentists or people who work with children, whether you're a pediatric dentist or not, ought to know how to do these various things associated with orthodontics. And this one impacted second bicuspids. And I'm going to come on after that to show you one where we have a neat way of dealing with missing the lower second bicuspids. But watch this video, and we have some very interesting things to do with it. And I think I'm going to have to get my little red arrow going here. Now, this young lady that had this tooth, it was turned sideways. It was headed off to one side completely, like 90 degrees over, and it wouldn't turn around. Let's get going with it, and I'll show you that as I tell you about it as we do it. Here is the young lady. It's a good face, everything fine in here, smiles good. She got a diastema here between the centrals, and got a little bit of a mouth opening problem, probably some mouth breathing in here, but not that much. She's not in a crossbite, and we got problems on this slightly crowded and rotated teeth, a bunch of things. But the main thing on this case is the teeth. It just was impacted down at the bottom of the arch. And then I'll tell you, we'll get over there in just a minute. We're also going to change the shape of the arch, and bring those teeth in and circle them back like that. And this was several years ago. And here we have a tooth that's down in underneath here, and the tooth is turned and headed off to the side. And we had to take the baby tooth out here and go in and roll that tooth over so it would be headed up, and it's way behind. See, this tooth is already in. If I had seen her earlier, we should have probably done something to help it develop better. But we have crowding, and there's several other problems in here. But the main thing is that tooth was trapped down there. All right, we took the baby tooth out. We had to put a deal in here to hold this gap for the tooth to come through. And then I think we came back and took some tissue off of this to even help it come through even faster. Here the tooth is. Now this is an over-retained deciduous tooth, and this young lady had no wisdom teeth. Like, there's no evidence of them coming. Maybe there's something over there. But we had this tooth like that, and the other side is coming in straight. So it's going to make it in there fine. And this one will not come in there. It was headed in this direction here. And so we had to extract this tooth to get to it and just roll this tooth over as a bud and keep the gap open. So we had to band this tooth and put a deal to hold the space open while it came in. And then we went in and rolled it over, and I left an opening up there, but it grew over before the tooth got in there. So anyway, we went in, and here the tooth is grown up, blown up a lot bigger. The roots of the tooth are forming in this fashion. The crown is going in that direction right there. And we couldn't get it to turn around, easily. So we have to go in and rotate. Now you've got this follicle around the tooth. We're going to kind of loosen that and try to roll it around where the top of this tooth is headed in this direction. Now we'll have to take this baby tooth out up here, and so we did. That's a deciduous molar, and we removed it, and then put a deal in here where we had a deal holding this tooth back here, keeping this gap open for that tooth to come in. So there we removed that. We turned this tooth up around. Just got it. You see the follicle is still a little bit larger in here. And now this tooth is headed in the right direction. But we've got the hole that's open. So we put something over here against those teeth. Now we drew it off like that, and we made it, and you saw it in the earlier picture. And here this is holding this tooth open, keeping this gap. When that tooth gets there, when that tooth comes up in there, then we'll take this thing off, or when it gets up there pretty close, we'll do it. These other teeth are in completely. The upper ones are still coming down. We'll get them in and line them up too. And at this point, we do have lower wisdom teeth right here. And it would have been possible if there's that's a 12-year molar. And that is a wisdom tooth here. I'm not sure that I've got a wisdom tooth on the other side. All right, we set that up, and the tooth began to grow through there. And so we'll come back and take some more bone off of that tooth and get it cleared out and everything. And the tooth came on in, and we caught it here and put a bracket on it and got the tooth into place. And apparently, if this was a wisdom tooth, that was the only one. We may have gotten that tooth taken out. I don't remember exactly what we did. All right, the tooth came on up. So the tooth came in, we got it hooked up and everything else. And if there was a wisdom tooth here, we've gotten that out. Because there wasn't but one tooth. Let me see if we got another picture on this. I don't think we do. That deal's not working either. There we go. All right, we come in and put brackets on everything, get them lined up, and finish the case out. There's the upper teeth lined up now in good shape. We enlarge the arch. So there's a whole stack of problems in here, and you have to deal with each one of these problems. But we've talked about those other problems so much, but not rolling a tooth over. That's developing down in underneath when it's real late. And so that's what we did. And here is this tooth, you see right there. See, it's a little deformed in the center, not exactly as good as a regular tooth right there. But we got it up in there, and it'll last as long as she takes care of the rest of it. It'll be right there with it. Let me see if there's anything. Now the bite's open a little bit from mouth breathing, and we have to get it together again. And so we have erupted together. I don't have any of this absolutely the finished stuff on the young lady, but that is a case where we went in and rolled the tooth over in the bud, and then let it come on up in this fashion right here. So we thank you for watching, and we'll hang up here and hope to see you again later on. So I'm going to close out this.